Kevin Garnett was one of the most unusual superstars in NBA history. He was the only star to drop down on all fours and bark at opposing players. He was the only one to headbutt the basket at opposing players. He was the only one to headbutt the basket before each game. KG made teammates cry, he cursed like crazy, and his trash talking had no limits.
KG talked the most by far.
I miss KG, man.
I smell blood.
My job is to stop you, so I don't anticipate you liking me. I don't anticipate you trying to be my friend, because I'm not trying to be your friend.
Like the time he called Charlie Villanueva a cancer patient, comparing Carmelo Anthony's wife to Honey Nut Cheerios, and
I ain't know that first one. I ain't
wishing
know about
Tim
that first
Duncan
one.
a happy Mother's Day, knowing that his mother had passed away.
Mother, I'm the silverback on this mother.
The big ticket was arguably the most savage superstar in NBA history. But apart from all the theatrics and loud style, there was substance. Very few players impacted the NBA as much as KG, who was the first modern player to go pro straight out of high school.
Yeah. Ticket.
Garnett also made long, wiry wings the new NBA standard, and was the reason for an NBA lockout and changes to the salary cap. KG was the first unicorn, a guy who could do everything on the floor. He was one of only a handful of players in NBA history who could effectively guard 1 through 5, and offensively, Kevin didn't have a weakness. He could dribble, post up, pass, and he's one of the best mid-range shooters in NBA history.
Puts it in at the buzzer.
Garnett's game was ahead of his time, but for as good of a player as he was equally as crazy.
I've always been super competitive. I guess that's what I'm being remembered for, so that's a good thing.
This is the story of Kevin Garnett, the most unhinged player in NBA history.
Hey, man, y'all already know what's going on, man. Y'all want more reactions like this, man? Let me know in the comments. Share the NBA reaction playlist, but bro, I love players like this, man. I love the ones who don't care about Nathaniel.
Born in rural South Carolina in 1976, Kevin Garnett feared only 2 things.
It's God and my mom.
For
Growing up in
facts.
South Carolina was very humble, very simple.
If y'all didn't know him from North Carolina, you know what I'm
A lot
saying?
of respect, a lot of, you was raised with manners. You was raised to do things 100%.
He began playing basketball in elementary school, and the game became his sanctuary. Whenever something went bad in his life, especially at home, since he often clashed with his stepfather, he'd go to the court and shoot. And when he had a chance to join the varsity team at Malden High School as a freshman, Kevin was already 6'6". All he wanted to do was play. But his mother said no, wanting him to focus on his education. So he lied to her and joined the team anyway.
Sorry, I
I
lied
made
to
it in
you.
8th grade. I made varsity in 8th grade, and she was like, what? No, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna focus on education. I want you to get into these books. She felt like basketball would be a distraction to what was most important to her, which was education and academics. I enjoyed it so much that, you know what? Well, nothing gonna stop me, nothing. And I used to put my bag outside on the other side of the bushes, because you used to have to go through some bushes to my yard. And, hey, I'm gone. And zoom out the front, go around the back, grab my bag, and I had my uniform and my shoes in there. And I used to take the little shortcut up and go to the high school.
Due to his long arms, great defense, and insane energy, he became a starter. As a sophomore, Kevin added the offensive punch to his game. But what really set him apart was his passion for the game. I don't think I ever saw a kid enjoy playing that much, said Stan Hopkins, the school's athletic director. When you have that kind of talent and work ethic, it turns you into a super player. During his junior season, KG averaged 28.5 points and 18.5 rebounds, and he became a local celebrity in his hometown. However, the inevitable happened. Kevin's mother found out he was playing, and Kevin feared it would be the end of his career.
My mother was a beautician, and one of the girls who I go to school with came in and got her hair done and was like, yo, I gotta hurry up and get my hair done. I'm going to see Kevin play tonight. She was like, what? Yeah, I'm going to see Kevin. You don't know, girl, Kevin's good. You ain't see your son? She was like, Kevin who? She was like, your son. And I'll never forget, I was in the layup line, kind of landed up, and it was just a typical another night against a rival, and it was a big night. And my mom walked in, my little sister, and I just almost pooped on myself, man. It was not good, Jimmy. It was not good. I was scared to go home.
Nevertheless, the moment Shirley Garnett saw her son playing, she knew his heart belonged to the game.
It was unbelievable to me to see him playing ball like this, dunking. I mean, Doc and...
So, from that moment on, she became his biggest fan and his harshest critic. Garnett was named South Carolina's Mr. Basketball after a junior season in which he averaged 28.5 points and 18.5 rebounds, and college recruiting letters started rolling in. But then another incident threatened to destroy his basketball future.
It was last day of school for seniors. So on this certain day, seniors got this thing where at the end of the year, they're seniors, they about to graduate. Whoever they got problems with, they go find this person and, they get it on. And the only thing I can remember hearing is my mom's voice like, don't get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Even though he was just a bystander at a school fight, Garnett and 4 others were charged with second-degree public lynching. But after going through a pretrial intervention program for first-time offenders, the charges were dropped.
And then my mom was like, if you're going to have a chance in any basketball, you got to get off that.
Hold on, he got land dank. Hold on, y'all heard that in the comments? Let me know if y'all, bro. First of all,
recruiting had just started. It was getting weird. Trying to give you bread, just showing up, parked outside.
To avoid further problems, KG moved to Chicago with his mother and younger sister in the summer of 1994, joining the Farragut Academy. There, the already super talented Garnett further improved his skills and got on the map of every scout in America.
I was in a very, very hectic and traumatic recruiting debacle. Like colleges was coming, doing crazy shit. This was when I'm first interacting with money, big bags of bread.
He led the Farragut Academy to a 28-2 record with 25.2 points, 17.9 rebounds, 6.7 assists, and 6.5 blocks on 67% shoot.
6.5 blocks. The fuck? I'm gonna average a 26, 18, 7, and 7. On 70%. Bro, what is a video game?
He was named the National High School Player of the Year by USA Today, the Illinois Mr. Basketball, and the MVP of the McDonald's All-American Game. His speed, agility, athleticism, and ball handling were mesmerizing for a 6'11" forward. And with an enormous 7'5" wingspan, Kevin looked like an alien on the court. He was also tough as nails, and his passion for the game could be seen from afar. Chicago shaped me as a player. I went to all the best courts, places where you're not afraid of losing basketball, but life. No one got fouls. In those circumstances, I realized for the first time that there is no mercy on the court, and that you have to be a beast. Kevin proved he could play with the best, including NBA players like Scottie Pippen.
I remember this, my homeboy came up and said, man, let's go down to the multiplex, man. He talked me into it, and I went down there, and Mike Jordan was playing. So as soon as we get in there, Mike, hit the glass, let the big fella in. I was like, me? I was like, yo, throw my shoes, yo, throw my shoes. Yeah. And then he was like, yo, you guard Scotty. Okay, quick. And I was like, oh, and Scotty called it and when he clapped, the echo in the room, he shot a big long. I remember watching the shot, and I was like, dang, he shot this so far. I was like, and then he just started talking right away. Yeah. Man, when I saw his face, I was like, and just my natural reaction, I called for it. MJ threw that motherfucker. Took a couple steps, and I just remember launching, I hit it. Boom. Man, my hit, dog. I thought I had won the championship.
I swear to God.
I was so gassed, I jumped. So I don't know what you think this is.
I did the same thing.
And he shot me the ball. I shot him back. We pushed up. So I had these kill you in here. Game over.
Oh, shit.
Like, young fella, I love you. Young fella, yeah. But he got the guy there. I looked up, and I had the whole run up.
Despite holding his own against one of the best players in the world, Kevin didn't want to go straight to the NBA.
Damn. Yo, nigga say he bowled Scottie Pippen.
As the last person to join the league from high school was Moses Malone and Darryl Dawkins in 1975. However, playing in Chicago, Kevin caught the eye of several NBA players, including Isaiah Thomas.
In the corner over there, I saw a purple jacket and some feet. And I hear somebody go, I see you, Lord, okay, I see you. And there was Isaiah Thomas. He was like, okay, Lord, I see you over there. You about to fight Scotty, your boy, you killing me. You know, it's your boy, your brother saw you play out here. You know, you can go to the NBA. Boy, you can play in the league right now. And when he said that, dog, the world stopped.
After speaking with Isaiah, Kevin knew that he had what it took to play with the big boys. And after a subsequent meeting with Nike's famous executive, Sonny Vaccaro, who told him that even if he screws up in the NBA, that he'd still be a top 10 pick and still earn $15 million, Garnett's mind was set.
As you all know, on May 10th, I declared myself eligible for the NBA draft. I made my decision to declare myself for the draft to keep all my options open.
When he was supposed to decide on an agent, KG was 7 hours late to a meeting, on purpose. Many agents called me, played games, and made promises. Now it's my turn. I'm the one playing the game. I'm a player, not them. I don't let them have an advantage over me. I'd rather kill you than let you have an advantage over me. That was Garnett's mindset on and off the court. kill or be killed. The agent who did that was
damn.
Garnett's mindset on and off the court. Kill or be killed. The agent who didn't mind his tardiness was Eric Fleischer, and it was Fleischer who set up a workout in front of 13 teams that had lottery picks for the 1995 draft. But even though there was a lot of hype around Garnett, some people weren't convinced, not believing that a high school kid could compete at the highest level.
I heard Pat Riley, okay, goddamn, what the are we doing here? Goddamn, we're here in Washington, high school guy. What the is this? So I hear, so all the little minions laugh. I took everything personal, man. You know what I'm saying? I took everything personal. So I was like, oh, word, okay. Nigga came to the workout, knew he was gonna see a high school kid, but he don't know why he's here. So I played with that, like, that was just steaming.
But when the workout started, everyone's jaw dropped to the floor. Until that day, no one had ever seen anything quite like him. Nearly 7 foot tall, barefoot, with the wingspan of a stretch limo, Garnett ran like a cheetah and leaped like a gazelle. KG looked like a center, but moved like a point guard. He was a big man who could rise to defend the rim, grab the rebound, lead the fast break, and dunk at the other end. And then there was the intensity. Garnett did every drill at full speed, dunking the ball like he wanted to tear down the rim, puffing and puffing throughout the entire workout.
That nigga got there playing with jeans on. You know, that's a church league. That gotta be a church league. He
puffing and puffing throughout the
entire
workout.
I want to see the jumping, all this. So I was dunking it, trying to didn't even have to dunk it this many times, but I was dunking. You don't know why you in here, huh? You don't know why you in. Okay, that's enough. Dunk that.
Timberwolves general manager Kevin McHale and head coach Flip Saunders were mesmerized. This kid is fantastic. His energy is something I haven't seen before. We are taking him in the first round.
We went with the idea, there were 4 great players in that draft. KG was the high school player, which is kind of an unknown. So we kind of went into seeing KG work out, telling people we're going to take this high school kid at number 5, thinking that maybe we'll kind of spur some interest and someone will gamble on him above us and we'll get one of those other 4 players. And so after we watched him work out for 5 minutes, we looked at each other and we just said, we better hope he's here at number 5.
After the first workout, I knew I had something. After the second workout, I knew I was getting picked.
4 teams passed on Garnett, but he was selected with the 5th pick by the Timberwolves, becoming the first high school player to join the NBA in 2 decades, a route that was soon followed by Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, and LeBron James, as a total of 39 high school players joined the NBA between 1995 and 2005.
Kevin Garnett did what hadn't been done in a generation. He went straight from high school to the NBA. As we'll see in the next hour, his passage opened the floodgates and transformed the league.
The pyramid has been inverted now. If you
got you a Kobe, you got you a LeBron.
You're a loser. If you have to go to college at all, you're not the phenom that everybody wishes they were.
And when I got into camp, it started all like unfolding. Now I'm in here, I went 5, so that means somebody else had to go 6. Right. So all this is happening. What I don't know is everybody from Twan Walker, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Steph, AI, everybody that I know that's in my class at home like this. So everybody seeing me do it, like, I'm giving them confidence.
Garnett signed for $5.6 million over 3 years and started 43 of his 80 games in his first season.
Kevin Garnett, all 19 years, 7 months of him, is going to get his first NBA start tonight.
Because he was the youngest player in the league, he got nicknamed the Kid. But KG played and acted like a grown-up. We were running sprints after practice. He outran every guard, every small forward, and every big guy. He wanted to win at everything that he did. Every drill, he wanted to win. And it was the first day. The first thing I thought was, how am I going to score against this guy every day in practice? Teammate Sam Mitchell.
Sam would always stay in my ear. Always stay in my ear. You want to be the best? Let me see it. You want to come in here and work hard? Are you working really hard? Are you really working hard? He stayed on my ass so much I thought he was skinned.
He was prone to mistakes at times, but there were also glimpses of spectacular play. There were times he ran down the floor, got an offensive rebound, dunked, then sprinted back on defense, where he successfully stayed ahead of guards and helped on the weak side to block a center. Other than Dennis Rodman, no one in the NBA could guard both point guards and centers. But even Rodman wasn't doing it on the same possession.
You could see that once he learned what this league was all about, that he was going to be a special player, and it happened pretty fast.
To top off his great play, KG wasn't afraid of anyone and never backs down, not even against the best player in the world.
We in Chicago, it's my rookie year. JR is having a good game. So as we come out the timeout, I'm on, y'all. I can't even explain it. I was just like, keep killing that, yo. Killing that mother. So as I say that, I feel it. Hands on hips, legs locked.
Mike.
Nigga stared at me for about 15
Mike, you on the
seconds.
back
I
leg.
see him and Mike having a conversation. So he's like, he don't really know he excited, whatever. So now MJ on the back leg.
I'm telling you.
I can't even really describe the next like 6 to 7 minutes of play, y'all. We down 25 now. It was just at 2. Mike
Nasty.
had 18, he had like 40 now. JR, myself, we ain't scored in like about 4 minutes.
Nasty.
I was like, JR, man, my bad, dog. I'm sorry, man. It's cool, man. I told you, just shut your ass up, man. You're not fun. Never talk to Mike ever again in life.
As a rookie, Garnett averaged 10.4 points, 6.3 rebounds, and a team-leading 1.6 blocks. And when he returned for his sophomore season, he was better in every way.
People thought I was going to go 3 years and be out the league, you know, or a couple years, or maybe make it here and there and be out. No, you know, they didn't know the drive that was within.
Garnett was extremely serious about studying, and as the Timberwolves had a fine policy for returning scouting reports, KG simply paid the fines up front and kept the scouting reports on all 29 teams so he could study them over the summer. 1 year after drafting Garnett, the Timberwolves made another bold play on draft day, sending Ray Allen and the 5th pick in the 1996 draft to Milwaukee for the rights to Stephon Marbury, who was taken 4th. Marbury was a young point guard from Coney Island who had the strength, speed, and skills to become a star. And from the get-go, the two youngsters fit together like 2 peas in a pod.
So when we got together in Minnesota, it felt like this is what we wanted to do, and it made the game easy.
Apart from getting on well off the court, the new superstar duo meshed extremely well on the floor. Garnett averaged 17 points and 8 rebounds that season, while shooting 50% from the floor and blocking over 2 shots per game, setting a new franchise record. KG was selected to the 1997 All-Star Game along with forward Tom Gugliotta, the first 2 Timberwolves with that honor, while Marbury averaged 16 points and 8 rebounds, finishing 2nd in Rookie of the Year voting.
You know, we play together and we love each other off and on the court, you know, so y'all have to excuse my grammar. It's a little wreck right now. Man, we pound each other in practice, but we love each other and we come out and we play together. And I think that's the #1 key right there, baby.
KG, Marbury, and Gugliotta led the Timberwolves to their first playoff appearance in franchise history, where they got humbled by the Rockets 3-0 in the first round.
Charles Barkley pulled Stephen out to the side after they beat us, actually swept us. And we were just so eager to be in the playoffs and so happy to be in the playoffs. But he was like, hey, we needed this one. You guys got a million years to be able to get you one. You know, y'all got to go through this part of it. Every great players, every great team has to go through some type of something to be able to get to something. And we were like, I don't want to hear this shit. But he was like grabbing us, like, come here. Like his arm is around us, you know what I'm saying?
In the offseason, Garnett was heading into the final year of his contract when owner Glenn Taylor offered him a $103 million extension over 6 years. But to Taylor's big surprise, Garnett rejected the offer, as his agent Eric Fleischer figured Garnett would go for more in the open market next year as a free agent.
And the problem was, I never got to deny anything. You know, the agent did.
Agent said, "Now
first I checked him, was about, hey, look, don't be speaking for me. Let me.
Right.
He was like, this is how I go, just the process, woo-woo. And I was like, no. So I ain't really like that, so I fired him.
And even though Taylor and the other owners were flabbergasted by a kid rejecting $100 million, the Timberwolves owner had no choice but to cough up more dough, signing the 21-year-old KG for 6 years and $126 million.
He got more, though.
I actually wanted to be the one to just say that I knew my worth and I went for it. You want me to come in here and work 100? Okay, cool. This is what I want. And then that's a conversation.
It was the richest contract in pro sports history. And other than Garnett and his agent, nobody was happy about it. A year later, his contract triggered the longest lockout in NBA history. Although Garnett made the All-Star team in his 2nd season, he wasn't a superstar and hadn't won a playoff game. Yet the value of his contract was more than double what Michael Jordan had earned in his career to that point. Furthermore, the price tag for Garnett was nearly $40 million more than what Glenn Taylor paid to purchase the team just 2 years earlier. Despite all the negative comments, in the 1998 season,
he paid $9 million for that team. Bro, I know his bro. You know how much Tim was worth right now?
KG improved his numbers once more, averaging 18.5 points, 9.6 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.7 steals, and 1.8 blocks, filling up the stat sheet every night. He made the All-Star again, this time as a starter, and the Timberwolves finished with their first winning record in franchise history. However, without their top scorer, Gugliotta, who was injured and then left the team as a free agent, the young Timberwolves once again bowed out of the playoffs in the first round, this time losing 3-2 to the Seattle Supersonics. After the season ended, the NBA entered a lockout, which was directly influenced by Garnett's extension.
Now, the latest on the NBA lockout is pretty well what everybody expected, which is not good. The two sides have been meeting for 2 days in New York, but there was never really any signs of progress. So even though more talks were scheduled for Wednesday, the league decided to cancel the remainder of the November's games before they even entered the boardroom.
It lasted from July 1st, 1998 to January 20th, 1999, a total of 204 days, which forced the 1998-99 regular season to be shortened to 50 games and that season's All-Star game to be canceled. The new collective bargaining agreement capped players' salaries between $9 million and $14 million, depending on how long they had played in the NBA, and instituted the 5-year rookie scale, which limited rookie contracts to the position a player was drafted.
I think Kevin Garnett is more responsible for the new collective bargaining agreement than any other individual person anywhere in the world.
But despite being one of the highest paid players in the league, benefiting from signing his deal before the lockout, KG didn't really care about the money. All he wanted was to win.
No, it's not about the money.
What was it about?
Well, I mean, if it was about the money, then obviously I would have told Eric, save your time, and the Timberwolves out at the same time, save your time, and I'd have tried the free agent market next year.
However, his running mate, Stephon Marbury, didn't feel the same way. Under the NBA's new labor deal, the most Marbury could earn was $71 million over 6 years.
When the big contract goes to Kevin, and you've got a brooding sibling, in this case, Stephon Marbury, there was some jealousy that followed.
And since he wanted more money and also wanted to be the #1 option, Marbury forced a trade to the New Jersey Nets after 18 games into the 1999 season, leaving KG with a mediocre roster.
He knocked on my door. He was like, "Yo, I just got traded." I looked at him, and I was like, "Wow." And he was actually excited. When Steph left, it left a bitter taste in my mouth just because I thought Steph and I would play forever.
However, the 1999 season was the first season of Garnett's prime, as he was now visibly bulkier, which allowed him to absorb contact and muscle people up in the post. The big ticket, new nickname he earned because he was the first true superstar for the Timberwolves, attracting sellout crowds as the main attraction, was averaging 21, 10, and 4, getting votes for Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, and making the All-NBA third team. Thanks to him, Minnesota squeezed into the playoffs as the 8th seed, but they once again lost in the first round, this time to the Spurs. For the 1999-2000 season, the Wolves drafted Wally Szczerbiak, who would suffer KG's wrath and get punched by Garnett during practice.
Who? But why didn't they get a guard?
Was drafted Wally Szczerbiak.
Wally Szczerbiak,
who would suffer KG's wrath and get punched by Garnett during practice, but who'd also become one of his most productive teammates. However, because the NBA found out that the Timberwolves gave Joe Smith money under the table to sign a deal with them below his market value, the league fined Minnesota with $3.5 million and stripped them of 5 first-round draft picks. In 2000, KG's rise to the top of the NBA was nearly complete, as he finished second in MVP voting behind Shaq, making the first-team All-NBA and first-team All-Defense, averaging 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, while ranking near the top of the league in blocks and steals. Minnesota won 50 games for the first time in franchise history, but once again fell in the first round against the Trailblazers. And due to the Joe Smith fiasco, they didn't have draft picks, and free agents didn't really want to come to cold Minneapolis, meaning that the roster couldn't improve significantly, and KG was stuck. In the summer of 2000, Garnett joined Team USA for the Sydney Olympics, and during practice, he would play all his teammates one-on-one full court. While the guys played one possession each, Garnett would run the entire length of the floor and then score against everybody beneath either basket, and nobody was able to stop him.
So J Kidd had a drill called one-on-one full court. What nobody knew is that the cameraman was in the corner, kind of ducked off, like recording us, and we were just getting it in. And it was a bunch of talking and whatever. Now, woo! And as we got into the more deeper of those games, it got more intense. So much that Larry Brown had to take the ball, Rudy had to shut the gym down and get us out of there.
KG led Team USA in rebounds and was second in points, winning a gold medal in the finals against France. In the following 3 seasons, KG was doing everything humanly possible for his team to win.
Get the fuck out of here.
The Timberwolves would probably be deep in the line. everything humanly possible for his team to win. But the Timberwolves would probably be deep in the lottery if it wasn't for him. Thanks to his lateral quickness, vertical lift, and keen anticipation, there wasn't a player alive who could simultaneously defend both ends of the pick and roll better than KG. The theatrics that came with it, constant talking, the mean looks he gave opponents, the chest pounding, the headbutting of the stanchion, it was all little ways in how KG motivated himself, ready to die on that court every night.
It was a bullying league.
Crazy.
You had to be a demon to play in it, not just have confidence, but you had to be a demon.
I used to, that was part of
crazy.
my play. I wanted to outwork you so much that I'll see, I can hear you breathing. I'll say something, boy, you breathing? I can hear you. You sound like Biggie out here, like, you feel me?
Those showboating theatrics also camouflaged Garnett's genius IQ, which was alert to every nuance and opponent tendency.
By like the second time we had played against him, maybe the third time, I realized, he not all the way just talking. He allowing his team to understand where he's at. If they in single coverage, one-on-one. Y'all alone, it's all y'all. He ain't no shit, Lord. Ball screen ain't coming yet. Okay, this what they running, but he's saying it how he talks. So I'm like, damn, bro, that's raw. Like,
when KG emerged from the shower after a game, there was a CD breaking down all the plays from that night waiting for him in front of his locker stall. He'd immediately go home and study it, and more often than not, talk about it on the phone with Coach Saunders. With KG being a locomotive that led the offense and tried to patch every leaking hole on defense, the Wolves were just about good enough to make the playoffs, but not good enough to do anything once they got there, with 7 consecutive first-round exits. But in 2004, things changed. The Timberwolves added point guard Sam Cassell and small forward Latrell Sprewell, and suddenly Garnett didn't have to do everything himself. When the team gathered around for preseason, one of his teammates wanted a day off, but KG approached him and said, "We don't do that here." Garnett wanted to practice every single day, and because of his insane preparation, he missed only 11 games during his first 9 seasons. However, when the season started, the Timberwolves had a 9-8 record, with their big three still unfamiliar with each other. But then KG called a players' meeting, and from that moment, Minnesota won 25 out of the next 30 games, ultimately finishing the season with 58 wins, a new franchise record, and the best record in the West.
Sam Cassell every day in my ear at dinner, when we at lunch, when we chilling, whatever we're doing, he's talking about winning. And this being the year, and the past. I don't give a shit. I'm here, we here. That's the first time I really felt like, wow, I'm gonna have a chance to go to the final. Having that kind of insurance with those two guys, I actually felt like I had a chance to actually, if we would have went a couple more years with that, I actually thought we had a chance to winning it all.
Garnett led the NBA in rebounding, along with career highs in scoring, blocks, and efficiency. His 24, 14, and 5, along with 2.2 blocks and 1.5 steals, was arguably the most versatile season in NBA history. And LeBron James said that he'd quit the NBA if KG didn't win the MVP.
Who's the best player in the NBA?
KG. Unanimous MVP. If he don't get it this year, I'm leaving. Ain't no second season for me if you don't get it this year. Unanimous decision, man. KG the big ticket.
Thankfully, LeBron didn't have to leave, as Garnett deservedly won the award with 120 out of 123 first-place votes.
He damn near got unanimous. This is what we saying about unanimous. I know only some people got unanimous, but bro, LeBron was like 1 vote away one time. Shaq was like 1 vote away. I'm like, he 3 votes away. Come on.
Shit is totally different from the past years I've been here. This is bigger than me. This is for the city.
And in the first round against Denver, KG finally got the monkey off his back and advanced to the second round after 5 games, in which he averaged an unreal 26, 15, and 7 stat line. But in the second round, the Kings proved to be a much more difficult matchup, and after 6 games, the series was tied, with KG providing a unique outlook on Game 7.
So Game 7, man. That's it. It's for all the marbles. I'm sitting in the house, I'm loading up the pump, I'm loading up the Uzi, I got a couple of M16s. Couple 9s, I got a couple joints with some silencers on them. I'm just loading up clips, a couple grenades. Got a missile launcher with a couple, missiles. I'm ready for war.
He backed his words up, finishing with 32 points, 21 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 4 steals. Garnett scored 21 of Minnesota's final 32 points, including 13 straight in the fourth quarter, highlighted by a tough 3-pointer as the shot clock expired to put Minnesota up 7 with fewer than 4 minutes to play. The Timberwolves survived a late Sacramento rally to win 83-80 and advanced to the conference finals against the Lakers.
I mean, it feels great to win, especially on my birthday.
7 years have been knocked out, and now we're going to the Western Conference Finals. And I feel pretty good.
Garnett was ready to win it all that season, but what he lacked was luck. Sam Cassell injured his hip against the Kings and appeared in only 64 minutes of the series against the Lakers. With reserve point guard Troy Hudson also injured, it was Garnett who actually played the point for the Timberwolves, as he was the only 7-footer in NBA history able to do so at the time. And even though he did his best, the Lakers were too strong, advancing to the finals in 6 games. The 2004 season proved that Garnett was the most versatile player who ever played at the time. He guarded shooting guards Kobe and Peja Stojakovic, but also Chris Webber and Shaq, while simultaneously leading the entire offense in total points and assists. After the season, Latrell Sprewell declined a 3-year, $21 million contract, famously saying it wasn't enough money and that he had to feed his family, and he never played in the NBA again. Sam Cassell stayed for 1 more season, but he was 35.
Bro, you could have got $7 million a year. You said it's not enough. Who you thought you were?
$21 million contract, famously saying it wasn't enough money and that he had to feed his family, and he never played in the NBA again. Sam Cassell stayed for 1 more season, but he was 35 years old and past his prime. So KG was back to square one, doing MVP things on a lottery team. From 2005 until 2007, the big ticket led the league in rebounding. He was scoring, passing, and playing world-class defense, but the Timberwolves missed the playoffs each time. And yet, Garnett was loyal to the core. He didn't want to ask for a trade. In an interview with legendary Georgetown coach John Thompson, Garnett was visibly shaken, crying, and telling the world he wanted to win above all else.
What's driving you? You play hard, you always play hard.
Then I'm losing. I'm losing. I'm losing.
And then, finally, in the summer of 2007, Kevin McHale, the longtime Timberwolves executive, traded Garnett, trying to give his best player a legitimate chance. Timberwolves executive traded Garnett, trying.
Kevin McHale, man, where Kevin McHale played basketball at? Y'all take a guess in the comments. Where Kevin McHale?
To give his best player a legitimate chance for the title.
I was sitting right at the beach, and I was just like, I'm finna do this. Man, I'm about to leave.
Hey.
So. And that was probably one of the hardest things up until this date that I've had to do.
On July 31st, 2007, Garnett was traded to the Boston Celtics in exchange for 7 players and 2 first-round picks, making the 7-for-1 deal the largest number of players ever traded for a single player in league history. With Garnett, Ray Allen, traded from Seattle to Boston, and Paul Pierce, the Celtics had a big 3.
I was like, damn, Paul Pierce and Ray?
Right, ready to go.
Damn, I was like, man, what kind of... Man, who can I actually team up and be better than them two?
And even though critics said they would need time to adjust to one another, Garnett transformed every facet of the franchise upon his arrival.
He changes the culture just with his actions every day. I've never seen a superstar that holds himself so accountable to the team.
What he did couldn't be measured by statistics because he transformed the team's culture. He taught everyone to care about defense, to care about practice. He taught young guys how to be a pro and to leave everything they had on the floor.
Let's come out here and beat the out of these They lost their last 5. They're not finna come in here and get fucking win. Don't give a who they got over there. Let's get it going. Celtics, hoorah! Celtics, hoorah!
That had to be a
Celtics, hoorah! 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. And then win out with that. You hear me? And then when we hit the court, with that.
KG played every exhibition game as if it were the 7th game of the finals. During blowouts, he stood on the sidelines and cheered on his teammates like it was a tight game. And soon, everybody did the same. He was paying for dinners. He bought every player 3 suits. His energy was contagious. And because of KG, all the Celtics breathed as one. Every time one of his teammates got knocked down, KG rushed over to pick him up. Eventually, 4 teammates were rushing over to help that 5th guy up. Every time an opponent kept going for a shot after a whistle, KG defiantly blocked the shot, just out of principle. Eventually, everyone started doing it.
Hey, listen, what you don't know is the guy that shot it is pissed.
Facts.
Because the only thing P need to see is go through.
Go through.
Like, okay, cool, I'm good.
I saw that.
Good, right. So I would go ahead.
Right.
It was a series of little things, but they added up to something much bigger. The Celtics lost 18 straight games in the previous season, but in 2008, Kevin helped take Boston from a league-worst 24-58 record to a 66-16 campaign and the best record in the league. And even though his numbers decreased from his Minnesota days, Garnett still finished 3rd in MVP voting because his impact on winning was obvious. KG was, without a doubt, the Celtics' best player. dominating on both ends of the floor and finishing first on the team in box plus minus, value over replacement player, and win shares, all by a sizable margin. Kevin was among the best defenders in the NBA for the better part of the previous decade, along with Tim Duncan, Ben Wallace, and Ron Artest. But KG never had proper personnel around him for his team to have a top 5 defense, and that's why he never won the Defensive Player of the Year award. But finally, during the 2008 season, the Celtics finished first in defensive rating, and the big ticket deservingly won the Defensive Player of the Year, something he should have
my boy got an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all better put some respect on him.
Won at least 2 or 3 times earlier. However, despite the best record, Boston struggled in the playoffs. It took them 7 games to get past the 8th-seeded Hawks in the first round, and 7 more to defeat LeBron James and the Cavs in a legendary second round that will mostly be remembered by LeBron and Pierce trading 40-point games. In the conference finals, Boston defeated Detroit in 6 games to reach the NBA Finals, with KG leading the Celtics in scoring and rebounding in all 3 series.
Domination. That's what you should expect. To the finals. Say no vacation. We're going out here to get us some wins, all right? Y'all hear what I'm saying? We know what we're going to LA for. Keep that in mind now, straight up.
In the finals against the Lakers, Pierce grabbed the spotlight with the wheelchair game, while Ray Allen broke the finals record for most made threes in a game. After 5 games, Boston had a 3-2 lead, and in the deciding game, KG took over.
And he said, I need a championship, man. I want it.
He scored a game-high 26 points, 14 rebounds, with 4 assists and 3 steals, as the Celtics blew the Lakers out 131-92 to win their 17th NBA championship. And even though Paul Pierce won the Finals MVP, KG was the best and most important player during the playoffs, proving that
anything's possible. Anything's possible!
After winning a title, every team's energy usually changes as role players start to demand more opportunities, more shots, and more money. Also, the hunter becomes the hunted, and the Celtics were going through those same emotions. During the season, KG yelled at Big Baby Davis so intensely that he cried on the bench.
Bro, one time it was so thick, I looked up and Baby was crying. What? I was like, what's wrong with you? It's just a lot of energy, dog. I don't know what to do with it.
He was also...
Big Baby funny as fuck.
One time it was so thick, I looked up and Baby was crying.
Yo.
I was like, what crying? It's just a lot of energy, dog. I don't know what to do with it.
He was also absolutely torturing a journeyman, Patrick O'Brien, the 9th pick in the 2006 draft. When O'Brien practiced against Garnett, KG wanted to light a fire under the young center, who he felt was too easygoing. Garnett immediately began berating O'Brien, criticizing him mercilessly. When O'Brien didn't react, KG was disgusted with his spirit, and he was picking on him at any chance he got, until the poor guy got traded mid-season.
Man, like his aura, like he got a whole aura about him, like just walking in the room, and then if he start barking at you and saying stuff, it's just like...
At one point, Coach Doc Rivers asked KG to sit out of practice to rest for a back-to-back game, as Garnett was already 32 and Rivers wanted to limit the wear and tear on his body. Coach, you don't understand, Garnett seethed. If I'm sitting, they will see weakness.
You know, me and him have some MF days because I would try to take him out of practice. And he didn't want to come out of practice. No, he used to mumble, crazy stuff. Like,
Doc Rivers was like, Kevin, sit down. You gotta get baby some rolls. And I would be here like, make me sit down. Who want it?
Warriors don't come out of practice. Warriors don't come out of practice.
That nigga crazy, man. Yo, we love it, bro. I love it. We gotta bring back players like this, bro. Gotta bring them back, bro.
Oh, you gotta get baby some rolls. And I would be here like, make me sit down. Who want it?
Warriors don't come out of practice. Warriors don't come out of practice. I was like, all right, Warrior, well, you just got to sit down right now.
But Rivers wasn't going to let KG participate. So what did Garnett do? He would track the movements of power forward Leon Powell, the player who had replaced him in the lineup. As Powell pivoted, so did Garnett. As Powell leaped to grab a defensive rebound, Garnett launched himself to corral an imaginary ball. Eventually, Rivers was forced to cancel the entire practice because of Garnett, whose drive often flirted with craziness. Before every game, KG would go into a trance, and nobody could talk to him, because in his mind, he was getting ready for war.
If you're gonna be anything in this league, you gotta have an edge. There's no room for soft, there's no room for a person who's gonna give ground. Hell yeah, I'm trying to gain an advantage out here. can't handle it, get off the court.
But despite some inner turmoil, Garnett wasn't going to let his team get complacent. And in the 2009 season, the Celtics had won 62 games, with the second best net rating in the league. However, towards the end of the regular season, KG injured his knee, and his season was over. Without their best player, Boston lost in the second round against Orlando. After he returned from injury, the 33-year-old Garnett lost some of his lateral speed and athleticism, but he was still effective on both ends of the floor. Boston struggled with injuries all year, and analysts predicted the Celtics would lose early in the 2010 playoffs. But they peaked at the right time, making the NBA Finals once again against the Lakers. It was a grueling 7-game series, and both teams had a chance to win it. But ultimately, the Lakers prevailed in a close Game 7, winning 83-79. This season marked the end of Garnett's prime, and even though the Celtics came close to another finals appearance in 2012, LeBron James firmly said no, and Boston's Big Three fell apart. After a short stint in Brooklyn, Garnett returned to Minnesota, where he finished his career in 2016.
From Farragut Academy High School, number 21, Kevin Garnett!
But even though he was 39 years old during his last season, during the 556 minutes he was on the court, the Wolves had a defensive rating of 97.4 points per 100 possessions, compared to the overall team mark of 106.2. Even as an old man with bad knees, KG was still a defensive presence, as his pride wouldn't let anyone get the better of him on the court. Garnett was one of those guys teammates loved, but opponents hated. Similarly to Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green, who, like Garnett, are two of the most versatile defenders of all time. All of those three were borderline crazy on the court. KG might be the
borderline
craziest, with all of his antics and trash talk that knew no limits. But unlike Rodman and Green, who are all-time great defenders, KG was close to 7 foot tall barefoot and had a 7'5" wingspan. And due to his lateral quickness, athleticism, and basketball IQ, KG is—
Who y'all taking, Draymond, Dennis Rodman, or KG? Which y'all pick?
Arguably the best defensive player in NBA history. And if you think that's a bold claim, just look at the numbers. Garnett is the all-time leader in quickness, athleticism, and basketball IQ. KG is arguably the best defensive player in NBA history. And if you think that's a bold claim, just look at the numbers. Garnett is the all-time leader in defensive rebounds. And along with Hakeem Olajuwon, he's the only player in the top 20 all-time in steals and blocks. Garnett is tied for the most first-team all-defense selections, along with Michael Jordan, Gary Payton, and Kobe Bryant. And he's second in overall all-defensive selections behind Tim Duncan. On offense, KG was deadly in the post with an array of spin moves, fakes, and fadeaways. He had great handles and could run the transition better than most bigs. And he could have easily averaged 25 to 30 in his prime. However, Ticket was extremely unselfish, averaging 5 assists per game between '98 and 2008. That's why one of the most underrated parts of his game was that KG was an excellent shooter. And with a high release point, Garnett was almost impossible to block. Mid-range jumpers made up for 55% of his total offense, and he connected on 45% of them, which is only a fraction worse than Kevin Durant and Dirk Nowitzki, who made 48% of their midi.
Imagine you in a mid-range up there with Dirk Nowitzki and KD.
If he played in today's NBA, predicated on shooting and covering a lot of ground defensively, all of KG's skills would be even more pronounced. Throughout his career, KG always played with a traditional back-to-the-basket bruising center, while he was the power forward. If he were able to play center and stretch the floor next to 4 shooters, similarly to what Draymond Green played in Golden State, his talents would be utilized even better. But even though his game was ahead of his time, the fact that three-pointers were an afterthought during his prime and that his stats are not eye-popping because he played on bad teams during the slowest pace in NBA history, KG made his mark as one of the best players of all time. If Garnett had been drafted by a more capable franchise, like Tim Duncan for example, maybe it would be Kevin and not Tim to be called the greatest power forward of all time.
Hey, keep it real. What y'all think about that? Like, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say, I still take Timmy because I feel like Timmy got a more polished, like back to the basket game. Even though KG back to the basket game in this league. But Timmy's, let's keep it real though. Timmy did have a stat team his whole life. Nigga came in the league with David Robinson on his team. What? I think KG definitely up there. I don't think it's like how some people say. I don't think it's Timmy all the way up here to KG. I think it's like, yeah. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. But I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. No doubt.